שמש דקה ומרפא בכנפיה.
I had already pointed out that the scroll of Ruth may be understood from quite different perspectives. And I consider this legitimate as long as we are aware of it. The book of Ruth has indeed many themes, many angles, many perspectives. Ultimately, however, it is about a king. This is why Ruth also is, I have to say, must be mentioned specifically in the genealogy of Jesus. A king in Israel always, if we think through the biblical texts, was seen ambivalent. And actually, the true reason for this is that the Creator, the God of Israel, the Father in heaven, always wanted to be the King of Israel. Whenever Israel wanted a king, this phrase appears that it says, make us a king or bring us a king, or we want to have a king like all the other nations, the Gentile nations around us. And when Samuel finally had to anoint a king, the Lord specifically said to Samuel, go and do it. They did not reject you, they rejected me. It is crucial for us that we understand this narrative, this huge line in the Bible. We need to understand the grand lines that go from creation, from the book of Genesis, all the way through to new creation, to the heavenly Jerusalem coming down onto earth. And in between we have the stories of the fathers, we have Egypt, we have the Exodus from Egypt, we have the wandering through the desert, we have the promised land, we have Zion. All this is part of it, you know it. But we have to keep that in mind if you want to properly understand this narrative, this prophetic teaching narrative of the book of Ruth. And then we have to remember that Isaiah especially is the one who sees God as in Hebrew we say, Magid Mereshit Acharit, the one who tells from the beginning, the future, the last things, the final things. So the one true living God wants to be our king. The existence and power of all other kings are justified only in as far as they lead towards, they point towards Him. And this is true even for Yeshua, even for Jesus, whose basic message was about the kingdom of the one true God. And He Himself, when He was talking about Himself, He says, I am the way to the Father. Or Paul describing the situation that every knee shall bow before Yeshua, and every tongue confess, and every power in the universe will be submit to Him. What will He do then? He will submit everything, including Himself, to the one true King. Now, Ruth the Moabitess, or the Moabite, is decisive for the foundation of David's kingship, or I have to say for the Davidic kingship. It's for all the kings in the line of David up to Yeshua, up to Jesus. Her character, actually her background as a Gentile, the path she chooses and then follows so consistently, the perspective that is associated with her person and the perspective she opens for all the Gentile nations. That is so important that we understand that we have that in mind. It's not just about one king or one king for Israel among all the other kings. The story of Ruth is about the king. And we shall, in the coming sequences, we shall ponder the names of the characters in this story more deeply. But let me, for now, just point to the very first name that is mentioned in the book of Ruth, and it's the name Elimelech. Translated, it means, my God is king. So you see that it points, even this first name points to the one true God who wants to be, I have to say it so personally, my king. You have to see this grand line, and why Yeshua, why Jesus in the end came and proclaimed the kingship of the one true God of the Father in heaven, who wants to be king of all the universe, of Israel, but also of myself.